Welcome in to Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, the only podcast on the Marseille Media Empire conglomeration formulation of your mind, body, soul, and art that culminates all together in this podcast to watch, break down, and have a good time episode by episode of Lucha Underground. We are on Season 3, Episode 24, titled Macho Madness. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah is not in the title. Look, what was that?
I realized that I was like, I saw last week what the title was. I was like, oh, dang, are they going to do some like Macho Man shit? Okay, I'm excited for this. And then it's only referencing the last thing that happens in this episode, which is some wild bullshit that I think I'll like. But I'm curious, is this a different person or will we see like Son of Havoc try to wrestle himself?
I can only hope that Son of Havoc, in a beautiful metaphor for the struggles of modernity, the average man waking up and looking in the mirror every morning, wrestles himself.
I hope it's him wrestling a mirror. That'd be really funny.
That'd be cool as hell. But that's the end of the episode. We have so much episode to get through. And I'm not going to lie, I still don't totally get the title. Like, I wrote down the title, expected 80 to come up in the episode. It did not. And then I watched the end. Am intrigued by the end.
Yeah.
Still have no idea what's going on with this title.
Son of Madness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Son of Madness? That's, I know there's a song called Madness. Oh, like that song Madness from Deltron 3030, probably?
Yeah, I'm caught in the grip of the city madness.
Yeah.
That beat is so good.
Man, so Craig Euler, we've talked about him before, improv teacher extraordinaire here in Chicago, Second City and such.
First in our hearts. Craig's the first city in our hearts.
We worked together, and Lance and I, we were like, oh, what is a clean hip-hop album that we could listen to? And we were like, yeah, listen to Deltron 3030. And this fucker has been obsessed with this album for maybe 2 months, which was the same as me when I was a teenager and I found it. I was like, this shit rules. Oh my God, there's practically a Gorillaz song on here.
Is the same as you today discovering Rush, actually.
Yeah, pretty much.
These fuckers have been playing drums?
Me discovering any band where I just, oh yeah, that's what I listen to for the next 6 months.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to like to find out your heart still has like room for new love. You know, like it's something I feel like we do take for granted. This is a wrestling podcast. I got off on the your heart has room for more love train really early this week.
Well, that's you rediscovering what you love about wrestling. You're like, oh, this WWE, I can't take this anymore. But then you find the indie scene, and then you find Lucha Underground Season 3, Episode 24, entitled Macho Son of Madness.
Oh, yeah. We start this episode in Mil Muertes' Room of Many Candles, where Katrina once again stirs the body and soul of the Man of 1,000 Deaths, beckoning Mil to rise once again to battle.
Rise up! And then he starts doing a Hamilton number.
This is one of the reasons I regret growing up the places I did, is because the first place I went to when I heard that was Rise Up next to you and defend her still today. I was like, well, I love this. The America song, whoever did that song.
I don't know what song this is.
I'm proud to be an American.
That's the only part I know. And then I start saying, for Orga Lorga Mac.
You have the better lyrics.
All right, hell
James. Yeah. But no, neither for America nor former American politics does Mil rise. Mil rises for Katrina.
Oh.
She clutches the rock in her hand as she asks him to destroy them all. Mil says he will destroy them for you, my love.
I wish he had said my love.
It would have been...
And then they do butterfly kisses to each other.
Aww. More wrestling should have butterfly kisses.
Lucha Underground Go. It's like Teen Titans to Teen Titans Go, but it's a cartoon where they're just like little goofballs.
That actually sounds like a real WWE idea.
They did do this technically.
Was this the camp? The summer camp? Yeah, okay. Also, just on Mil saying for you, my love, like I'll destroy them for you, my love.
My love.
My love. Is should I do uwu speak for the rest of this segment?
No. Just when you say my love.
Thank you. Especially brutal this week, given the recap we're just coming off of. Because it's been a couple weeks, not that we forgot, but it has been a couple of weeks, when Jeremiah Crane, also known as Sammy Callahan, caught Katrina in the hallway, said, I just beat Mill, I just beat the man you love. And Katrina turns around and says, he is not the one I love. So for us to finally see Mill coming back and for him to declare his love for Katrina, us knowing she's not feeling it like that, I don't know, it hit a little brutal for me.
No, it's because she loves Pasquale Mendoza, not Mill. I think that's the stipulation. And maybe she's trying to get this energy that for some reason might be coming from the Cueto Cup. I don't know, okay, guys? Okay. This is starting to seem very Sailor Moon, but we'll get into that some other time. But I think she is trying to get him back to his human form, but still like buff as hell. But will those muscles depreciate?
So you're no longer on the Katrina loves Phoenix.
Oh, wait. Yeah, shit. I forgot I was on that. Never mind. Never mind. It's Phoenix.
I mean, great alternative theory for anyone not feeling the Phoenix Katrina ship. But yeah, a lot of mystery.
I found out the rock that she's always holding in her hand is the mystical silver crystal from Sailor Moon. So it's got a lot of power.
Hell yeah, Katrina.
Or I guess it would be the Black Moon variant of it. I haven't gotten that far into the Stars arc, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a simulacrum for that where it could look like just a piece of coal.
Yeah, if there's one thing about the Man of 1,000 Deaths, it's that he fights for love and justice.
Oh, damn, and with the power of the moon, he shall punish Poon. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's hot as hell, guys. He'll punish that Poon.
James, I'm afraid you have not been watching Sailor Moon. You've just been watching Sailor Moon porn parodies the whole time, and you're getting some of your facts and details confused.
Oh, yeah, like Dragon Moon X shit. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
There was something I said yesterday at work that let's say it was like, instead of Toon Squad, I was saying Poon Squad. And
that sounds like something you would say, yeah.
Yeah, and my coworker, Stuart, he was like, what'd you say? And I go, Poon Squad. And he goes, wait, say that again, Poon Squad. And he goes, well, like, I know you're saying something, but I know it can't be the thing that I think you're saying. I was like, Poon. And he goes, yeah. I was like, yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. He's like, okay, yeah, all right, I heard you right the first time.
That is me on this podcast every week.
Why do you guys say that? You should know me by now.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. That's on us. That's on me and Stuart. Katrina does kiss Mill after he says, you, my love. Katrina kisses Mill before telling him to bring her the Cueto Cup.
Why?
Why bring her the Cueto Cup?
Yeah, does it have power to it? What does it do?
Power in the temple? I think this is a more, if I was to guess, this is a more political power grab than a supernatural power grab.
Well, I forget that this is a temple, so like the temple does have mystical attributes to it. It would be like, hey, Laketon Bethel, it's a church in Muskegon. It might have mystical powers behind it. Let me take it.
Yeah, it would suck so bad if they win the cup, they get there and Dario's just like, no, it's a nice cup. It's just a nice cup. I wanted to do a good thing for you all. I also heard the Dario in my voice instead of Dario. I just want to let y'all know I heard it too, and I'm not proud of it.
He just goes, like I said, it's a beautiful cup. Like, that's it.
It's just she goes phooey. That if there is ever a moment for Katrina to stamp her foot and go phooey, it's gonna be there, and I'm looking forward to it.
She stomps her foot and goes, Poony.
Oh, great. We go to the desk. There is no place Vampiro would rather be, and no other place you should be. Hell yeah, it's getting rocked. Sergio Arua. I love the way he just kind of like remembers to thank Sergio Arua, who is playing us in again. He's like halfway through. It's beautiful. But speaking of halfway through, we are halfway through the first round of the Cueto Cup, and it's been an ass beating, so let's just keep rolling.
Ooh!
We have another first round Cueto Cup match between Veneno and Mil Muertes.
Who and Mil Muertes?
Veneno.
Or would say his name correctly.
Detective Ramirez?
No, Bonenno.
Oh, great. James, just for that, I'm going to ask you, can you recap Veneno for us? Because Veneno, fuck, now you're... Stop it, because now in my head is being pronounced like banana, and it's ruining me. It is ruining me. Veneno has had a long history in the temple. Could you kind of like give us a little bit of like who is this guy?
So Detective Ramirez is his name?
Reyes.
Reyes.
Yes.
He was Castro Cortez, and then he was with Big Rick and the crew, and then it was just the crew, and then he got pushed out. Well, not really pushed out. He was an undercover detective, and his friends' heads got eaten pretty much, and now he's just hanging out as he needs to come back into not being an undercover cop, as an undercover lucha, because Joey Ryan was his partner, but Joey Ryan clearly is going rogue and wants the power of the temple.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Former minion. It was debuted episode 1, season 1. Been here since day one. Literally.
Former minion, you say?
Former minion to Big Rick. Then eventually just minion straight to Dario.
Boneno.
But yeah, then all his friends' heads got eaten by a monster. So yeah, he is. His cover got blown by Joey Ryan back undercover. You nailed it. Thank you so much.
Everyone already knew that, you know?
Yeah, of course. It's so simple, but just in case someone's brand new to television, not even to wrestling, to television, we would like to explain the very simple backstory of Veneno to them. The other thing about him coming back, he seems to keep drawing the short straw. Like, Mil Muertes is the man of 1,000 deaths for a reason. He is a scary motherfucker.
Yeah.
I like how Vampiro describes wrestling against Mil Muertes. He says, I'm going to go to work today. I'm a pro wrestler and I'm going to face death? No. Vampiro, that is how I feel about it as well.
That's why Vampiro became death.
Hey, wow. If you think about it, that's why Vampiro became death. We become the things we fear, so we no longer have to fear them. But have we processed them?
That's why I became a spider. I'm scared of them. Centipedes, too. I'm a spider centipede.
Oh, word. I thought it was because you were bitten by a radioactive spider centipede at the same time.
No, I don't fear radioactive ones. Gimme, put that in my veins so I become something better than myself.
Hell yeah.
I really liked something Vampiro or Stryker said. They were talking about being rich, and one of them says, I try to need the least so I can live richly. And I liked that, and that's how I live.
Yeah, it was no bits. That was very beautiful. I think that was Stryker who said, yeah, this matter of perspective. Is it the more you have or the less you need?
Yeah, there we go. And I try to need the least, baby.
James, well, I need you as this match gets underway. And by gets underway, I mean Mil tackles the shit out of Veneno before the bell rings.
Bing, bing, bing.
Does ring, but Veneno does not get a chance to breathe. Between the clubbing blows, the power bombs, the clotheslines, oh my. Spiral chokeslam, Mills holds onto Veneno's neck. Did I jump in too soon? I saw you open your mouth.
No, I was going to say the bell barely gets a chance to ring and then finish ringing before.
Yeah, spiral chokeslam, Mill. And I love that Mill holds onto the neck after the chokeslam. Like, I don't see that too much where like they chokeslam someone and then the way they pick them back up is they never let go of the neck. They just drag them up like a kitty, but angry.
Explain that.
So you know, like how a mother kitty will hold a kitty by the back of their necks.
I was thinking like
angry.
I was thinking like a human's doing it or a cat is doing it to like something it's holding. I'm like, I guess I could do that to a mouse.
Yeah, or like. I mean, have I cat sit before? And to prepare for cat sitting, have I watched videos and hours of mother cats caring for their youthful cats? So do I come over and I lick your kitties? And do I pick them up by the necks? Yeah.
You better not, man. I hate it when humans do that.
Let me cat sit for you. Let me lick your cats.
Especially once, like a cat gets bottom heavy. I just feel like their skins, you're gonna goddamn pyramid head them.
Hey, ready for this transition?
Yeah.
Speaking of bottom heavy, Mil Muertes, them thunder cakes from the heavens, hits the flatliner, squash victory for Mil Muertes in 1 minute and 9 seconds.
Whoa, if I was still doing quick hits, this would be on there, baby.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, every single match besides one tonight would be on there, baby.
Honestly, yeah. I really liked the matches tonight from like a strictly like, wrestling, sort of like clinic, these 5-star classics. Not a lot tonight. The main event super delivers, but I will say everything else, except for one, really pushes a lot of interesting stories forward. And it's like, even if like it's not this 5-star clinic of a match, it's pushing stories and characters forward, and it's entertaining. It's very good. It's a fun show.
Yeah, the next match I love.
Hell yeah. Another Cueto Cup round 1 matchup between, I scrolled down and I saw what it was. I loved this match too. Paul London versus Vibora with Cobra Moon.
Ooh.
Paul London. We've been talking about Paul London for more than a couple of weeks. I've been talking about him ever since the vignettes have been dropping.
And I haven't gotten to see his wrestling really on display until now because he's been part of a trio. So it's like, I'll get in a couple quirky moves and then I get out. But this shit, hell yeah, man.
This is so, and I don't know if I've ever seen him wrestle like this because he was in WWE. They didn't really give him a character yet. Spoiler alert, this is some silly little guy, goofy ass behavior wrestling shit.
And as Stryker says, if you haven't seen him, just YouTube him. And that you'll get more than what I could ever say about him.
This man is a well-traveled, a finely seasoned vet. This guy right here, if he was a piece of cooking utensil in your kitchen, he'd be the shit. Cast iron pot.
There you go.
Hey.
I thought you were going to say James's favorite spoon.
Is your favorite spoon finely seasoned like a cast iron pot?
It's just the only spoon I use.
Oh, okay.
I have one spoon that I use, and I talked about it on Probably Engaged with Nicolas Cage. There's one spoon that I eat with everything, unless it's ice cream or pudding, then there's a specific spoon for that.
No, that sounds, you know what? Hell yeah.
Like if that spoon is dirty, like if Nicole had used it and then I go to eat, I have to stop making food. I have to clean that spoon, then dry it off so I can use that spoon.
Have you ever considered buying another spoon?
Well, it would have to be the same exact we have so many spoons, but it's an autism thing is what Nicole keeps screaming at me. Angrily screaming at me.
From across the apartment while throwing other spoons at you?
And she says, why did you have to get those scenes as a baby?
I'm starting to think Nicole's the bad guy.
No, all of this is fake. But she does say, like, yeah clearly, like, if anyone says you don't got it, James, well, what you're doing right now proves them otherwise.
Hey, and I say it every day. James? Yeah, that guy's got it.
Oh, yeah. And by it, you mean tiz.
No, I actually meant a sparkling personality and a smile to light up a room, which is another form of autism.
Our nation, tis of me.
So Paul London versus Vibora.
Yeah.
Paul London comes out in all white, including sunglasses, but excluding this black top hat with a carrot tucked behind his ear like a writer's pencil. This man is based. I love him so much.
I would love to either whatever production assistant or if it was Paul London himself, how many carrots did they bring to the table and be like, no, that's the perfect carrot?
They really, like, part of me wonders, but he takes a bite out of it at the end, right? Does he? Okay. Because it's like the way the stem, is that the stem, the green part?
Yeah.
Comes off it's like a plume almost. It looks like a musketeer's hat with the, how they have the feathers coming off of the sides. It looks like that, but the feather is the stalk of a carrot.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm saying I wonder how many carrots were brought to the table to be like, this is the carrot.
It's the perfect carrot. It's immaculate. It's amazing. I never thought I would care so strongly about a carrot.
Carrot about it.
Yeah, your favorite, this is going to be so fucking good. Just you wait.
All right.
Yeah, your favorite family member from Step by Step. Who was that? Carrot Foster? Yeah, Bubby.
No, it was Cody. What are you talking about? I'm kidding. It's tied with Carrot.
You go to hell and you die.
No, my favorite was Lily season 6 and 7 when she all of a sudden was 5 years old.
This is a step-by-step/wrestling podcast.
Step by slut, I thought is what you were going to say.
I almost did, and I'm very glad I didn't.
You got to step by that slut and kiss him, baby.
Oh, and I'm so glad you made it a bit so that we can't edit it out. Thank you for that.
Step by slut,
Nope.
day by day, fresh start over. Did you know step by step is referring to step siblings by step siblings?
Whoa.
Heady shit, guys. But step by slut is a step sibling who luckily their other step sibling's a slut. So, like, you don't even need to leave the house to go to Slam Town, baby.
Don't call it Slam Town.
I do call it Slam Town. So does our friend Johnny Mundo. That's what he's talking about. He's like, I'm going to bring that ass to Slam Town.
He's talking about the fine competition and sport that is professional wrestling, not fucking the Fosters in a porn parody of Step by Step.
Well, no, I'm not saying the Fosters. I'm saying your step siblings, you know, like, hey, it's an age appropriate step sibling. And you're like, hey, I'm torqued up. And they're like, yeah, I'm torqued up too. Mom and daddy are gone. Yeah, let's give each other hand jobs.
Listen.
Nicole just is from the outside goes, James, what the fuck?
Listen. My performative outrage aside,
Yeah.
this is a really hot porn parody, dude.
Yeah, but it can't be a porn parody. It has to be real life, you know?
Wait, what?
Yeah, like two step siblings are like, yeah, dude, let's do it.
Oh, so this is just something that happened? This is not a TV show or a movie? This is just something that happens?
You know step siblings are probably doing that. You had step siblings, maybe.
Yeah, I did.
But they were a
didn't
bunch of
do that.
fuggos, weren't they? Yay.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
How could you? The best part was like this is one of those James ideas I was on board with.
Yeah?
I was there supporting you.
You were on board until I said it's real life?
No, I was on board until you called my step siblings fuggos.
Oh, okay. So you're into it. Okay. Shouts out to step siblings.
London. James, you're canceled to hell and back. Paul London kisses the carrot, places the hat in the corner. Vibora, of course, a member of the reptile tribe, going back thousands of years. Their queen is Cobra Moon, and they're kind of trying to get back into power. Feels like they had to they had to disguise, they had to go into hiding, living amongst people and mortals, but they're starting to reclaim their power. Especially because one of their champions, Vibora, is just a big fucking dude. We talked about it before. I feel like it bears mentioning every episode. He's a great fucking worker. I love watching him wrestle. He's also just a big, mean motherfucker. And he comes out in the overcoat. He's got like the Sting, or AKA the Crow from Brandon Lee's The Crow type of jacket on. Good looks all around.
He's allowed at playgrounds, but he doesn't go to them because if he does, children start climbing him.
Oh my gosh. But if something terrible happens to the playground equipment and the children have nothing to do, here comes Vibora, baby.
Like when I was in elementary school, a bunch of seniors burnt down the playground equipment. And because my dumbass Rugrats brain was working, I was like, why did the elderly do this?
Did they really?
Seniors in high school did it. My brain did not know high schoolers in 12th grade were called seniors. So I thought like, oh, wow, was it my grandma? That sucks shit.
Okay. I misunderstood that you didn't recognize seniors as a word. I thought you just were thinking of seniors in high school are the elderly.
Oh, no. Like senior citizens.
But when I was a kid, like at a certain age, I definitely thought seniors in high school were old people.
Nah, man, I hung out with them, you know.
Oh shit, smoking cigarettes, burning down playground equipment together?
Yeah, it's gonna get bleeped. One of them for sure me. Yay.
Let's go. Cut out the part where I said let's go.
Well, it's bleeped out. They don't know what you're saying let's go to. And they don't see me doing raise the roof to, a serious trauma that happened to me. Allegedly, my brain doesn't, it blocks out a lot of it.
Allegedly. Yeah. I don't have a transition for this, so I'm just going to go into it.
Speaking of being bleeped out, oh boy, if this were on news broadcast, it'd say, hey, turn your children away. This is a serious hostage situation going down right now. It will get violent.
This match gets a little violent. Paul takes the fight immediately to the giant lizard. Before he can even get into the ring, Vibora is stepping over the top rope as Paul London delivers that drop kick.
Oh, yeah.
And then follows up. Big diving drop kick to the outside through the ropes. A series of strikes, including E. Honda's 100-hand slap. Then he adjusts his sunglasses to be sure that none of this had any effect on the reptilian brick shithouse.
Uh-huh.
Paul London rolls into the ring, then rolls all the way to the other side of the ring as Vibora slowly marches towards him.
Oh, no.
Paul takes the carrot out of his hat. He points it at Vibora. He bumps into Cobra Moon, then holds her hostage at carrot point.
God, it's so funny.
It's so stupid. Paul swears he'll run her through as Cobra is being very patient with his silly bullshit and calmly calls for Vibora. I think that's the perfect exchange of like Paul's playing it fairly straight, right?
Yeah.
Like he's got a weapon and he is holding Cobra Moon hostage at weapon point. The weapon is a carrot and nobody is afraid.
I really liked Cobra Moon being there because something that happens later, she's the perfect foil to be like, this is stupid. Like, do your job.
This is also, I think, a great moment of this is stupid, do your job, of just like framing how ridiculous this situation is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Redonky lips.
And I think it makes Paul London look stronger by acknowledging like, no, this is he's doing a silly thing against the scariest man we can find.
Yeah.
Reptile. Like, just, yeah. It's very interesting.
Scariest reptile I can find is insert some disgusting man here. I started saying it. I couldn't think of like, some conservative fuck,
Yeah.
Or you want to know what? Just a normal snake. That's the scariest reptile I can find. I'm scared of them.
Normal snakes and JD. Ugh. No thanks. The carrot does not work. I don't know if we had to say it, the carrot does not work. Vibora goes outside and beats the shit out of Paul for a little bit.
Real quick, did you know the JD means jaguar dick? That's like
ew.
a thing that he was trying to get going in high school. He's like, yeah, guys, just call me jaguar dick.
Wow. Gross.
I'm lying, of course, but like we could just try to make that a thing, just like they try to just make up stories and people think of them as truth. So like, yeah, man, it's Jaguar Dick. That's also, I believe, not his real name, so it could be Jaguar Dick.
I think you're correct. Here's the thing. Jaguar Dick sounds actually kind of cool.
Okay, then how about
Can you start calling me Jaguar Dick, actually?
All right, Jaguar Dick Marciniak or Jaguar Dick.
No, wait, no, Marciniak. I don't want to do
All
that.
right, JDM, baby.
Yeah. My penis is spotted. As Vibora brings Paul back into the ring, the crowd starts chanting, "Save the carrot!" Vibora continues to exert his size over Paul, overhead tossing him by the neck off of the top rope. At this point, Saltador and Mala Suerte, Paul's tribe mates in the Rabbit Tribe. Really, they're just a trio of weirdos together trying to make it in this temple.
Real quick, the JD is correct, but he says it's as James David, but his real name is James Donald Bowman.
We've said it too many times. Part of me wishes I had just asked to bleep that because I don't like talking about him.
Oh, I'll bleep him.
Okay,
besides
great.
the Jaguar Dick part,
Yeah. You'll put it.
What's a little feeble thing that starts with J?
A little feeble thing that starts with J. Other than our vice president, you mean? Hey-yo! Ha-cha-cha, ha-cha-cha.
Is it Jaybird? Is Jaybird? Is that
a thing?
Like the Jays, isn't that?
Here's how I know my brain is broken. Is because you said Jaybird. And we're trying to figure out, so what, how are we going to make a feeble word that begins with J? And I immediately go to Christian, a.k.a. Christian Cage, the professional wrestler, who, in his podcast with his best friend Adam Copeland, a.k.a. Edge? Oh, God, this is horrible. Dario calls him Jaybird, though.
I'm thinking of a blue jay, not a jaybird.
All right, and I'm only thinking about professional wrestling, so I think we might want to get back to the episode.
Well, if you guys have something like a minuscule thing that starts with J, and don't say James, I'll beat your ass, okay?
He'll kill you. I've seen him do it. I'll see him do it again. I pay tickets for it.
I'll choke you with my hog.
Yeah, and he's not talking about. He has a tiny swine with human hands.
Yeah,
tiny pig, human hands, chokes bitches to death.
Well, it has thick thighs as well, so it just like squeezes. Who's that lady from Mortal Kombat?
Sonya Blade.
Yeah, he does that style. Or like one of the five beasts, an Orphan in the Five Beasts. Man, it's a James Stocco comic. And there's one where this beastly man has to keep getting new horses, and his wranglers are like, hey, your highness, we're running out of horses. And he's like, but when I get angry, I do this. And he's riding a horse, and he has these huge thighs, and he squeezes so hard the horse just explodes. It rocks.
Jesus. Yeah. So just real quick to recap, James does have a tiny pet pig with human hands that he does not use to choke you to death. Instead, he uses his giant, beautiful thighs. And
the
James,
pig's thighs.
The pig's thighs. And James, the name of that pig with the human hands and the giant jacked thighs is...
It's Nio, which is oink backwards. I had a friend with a pig named Nio because it's oink backwards.
That's a really good name for a pig. Damn. I love that. What Paul might not love is him getting his butt kicked by Vibora all ways to Sunday, which is when Saltador and Mala Suerte, tribe mates of Paul, they're his buddies. They appear out of nowhere. They do a crisscross in the ring. Then they dip out underneath. They hide underneath the ring, and we'll never see them again. It's so funny that they're just like, ha, bye.
And Vibora's like, all right, I need to figure out where these fuckers are. And then Cobra Moon kind of just like snaps at him and goes, focus.
Yes. This is bullshit, Vibora, focus. And he's like, oh yeah, right. He goes over to Paul London. Paul uses this moment to head scissors him out of the ring, set up for a big springboard trust fall, which he gets most of, but knocks Vibora out. Paul rolls himself back into the ring. Vibora does the Undertaker sit-up. He stands back up. He goes to get back into the ring until...
Real quick. That's the Michael Myers sit-up. Don't give Undertaker credit for that.
Fair enough.
Shagadelic, baby.
This is my... You know what? I just said it earlier. This is why I'm too wrestling pilled. The only Jaybird I can think of is Christian Cage. The only sit-up I can think of is The Undertaker.
No, but it's Michael Myers.
But it's Michael Myers, and it's a different bird. And there's a reason my dad won't talk to me anymore. I'm too wrestling pill-brained, is what I'm trying to say.
I thought your dad wasn't talking to you anymore because you wouldn't go to on one of your...
You have to know that's too far.
I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
I'll cut that.
Thank you very much. Or bleep it.
Okay.
'Cause I do like the reaction of me going, you have to know that's too far. Vibora does the Michael Myers sit-up. He is coming for Paul London's life. He stands up. He grabs the ropes. He's going to step back into the ring. But wait a minute. What? His feet can't move off of the ground. Why can't his feet move off of the ground? It's like they're being held there by two scamps hiding under the ring. Mala Suerte and Saltador hiding from the referee, holding onto Vibora's feet. The referee can't see it. He has to keep the count going. He reaches 10 while Vibora is still outside of the ring, giving Paul London the count-out victory in this Cueto Cup Round 1 match in 3 minutes and 54 seconds.
And my guess is this is the first and will be the only ever count-out in Lucha Underground history, because I don't think there's been one.
For a second, I thought you were going to say this might be the first and only Paul London victory in Lucha Underground.
No.
Because, to be fair, I did not think he was going to win this match.
Yeah, same.
Like, I was so... And to see him win it through silly little guy shenanigans, it's... And I didn't know there are some wrestling fans that it's just not for them. They don't have this joy for silly little guy shenanigans like we do, and that's okay. I love this shit so hard. It makes me so happy. And it's silly little guy shenanigans around two really good workers that put on such a compelling and detailed performance. And then you sprinkle the silly little guy shenanigans on top? Let's go.
Oh, I forgot what I wrote down was first ever count out in such a scamp ass way.
So scamp ass. Mala swear, yeah.
Like I've said before that I don't like this kind of tomfoolery happening, but when these three do it, it actually works. And sometimes when Worldwide Underground does it, but when they do it, because the comedy is there, it's not just like, yeah, we're going to win because we want to win. It's like, no, they're just weirdos.
They're such little weirdos. We can't even blow past it when Paul has that moment of like, oh, my strikes aren't really landing. You know, he lifts his sunglasses comically and goes, oh my. Like it's like if you ever seen the gif of Chris Farley and Adam Sandler lifting the sunglasses going, whoa, hot guys. It's a very specific Saturday Night Live reference that if you remember, thank you.
You're busting a gut right now.
A bunch of us old millennials and like Gen Xers busting a gut at Adam Sandler, Chris Farley era Saturday Night Live.
I'd love an episode of this, a match where who's the one in a full bodysuit?
Saltador.
I would love it if Saltador goes, like, someone tries to, like, rip off his bodysuit, and as they rip it off, there's just another bodysuit underneath it.
Everything we're setting up with these three, we can make that, yeah. That is an absolute possibility here. And I love it.
There's an episode of the Japanese Spider-Man that Toei put out where Amazonas is like, oh, finally I can demask Spider-Man, and rips off the mask, and there's just another mask on there. And she's like, what, huh? And then rips it off again. There's another mask underneath there. Just keeps doing it.
Yeah, you do that for like an hour, or it comes back an hour later. You're still ripping masks. You finally get to the last mask. It's a carrot under there the whole time.
Whoa.
With a beautiful stalk.
Hell yeah. Or a mirror to show that you were the hero all along.
And then you have to wrestle your mirror.
Oh, that too.
Yeah. Cueto Cup round 1 matchup. We have Taya versus Joey Ryan.
She's back, baby.
Yeah, despite her affiliation with the dastardly Worldwide Underground, the crowd chant Wera Loca to the returning Taya. It's not the first time we've seen her, but it is the first match we've seen her do in the temple since her injury. And a quick reminder, Joey Ryan plays a creep on camera and is a creep off camera. And as you already mentioned, was Veneno's partner until he sold him out to the Lucha Underground boss, Dario Cueto. Taya lays the boots in, clothesline in the ropes, follow up with the double knees. Joey powders out, but Taya brings him into the ring again. Joey's up though. He knocks Taya off the apron before she can get back in. It's like there's a bit a little give and take. It's mostly Taya on top though. Joey takes too much time announcing he's going to the top rope instead of climbing, so Taya slaps and body slams him off of there. Running double stomp, covers for 2. Joey catches Taya in an electric chair.
No.
Taya escapes, successfully positions to deliver a Northern Lights suplex, rolls through that to hit another double stomp, covers, wins the match in 3 minutes and 34 seconds.
I don't know if the electric chair is even legal in California.
Oh, no, yeah, they're doing things the old-fashioned way. Execution by pig with really strong thighs.
Okay. I heard they've been killing people on death row via avocado.
Wow.
These dang Californians and their avocados.
Wow. Dennis Miller, get the fuck off my podcast right now.
No, I'm Dennis Leary, baby.
Oh,
Come
Dennis
see
Leary?
me on that fire show.
Come see me on Fight That Fire show.
No, I just stuttered. I meant just that fire show.
I think it should be Fight That Fire show.
Yeah, that actually does make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not pro-fire. They are against it.
They're going to fight it.
We're going to fight that fire. on Dennis Leary's Fight That Fire show.
What is the name of that show?
Rescue Me.
Okay, Rescue Me, aka Fight That Fire. Someone put it on Wikipedia.
That probably came out right after I bought No Cure for Cancer, the Dennis Leary album.
Okay.
I loved him so much. I think we talked before about the quote unquote comedy album I released in 8th grade. Yeah. Where I woke up in the middle of the night, snuck down to my dad's karaoke machine and silently recorded like a 15-minute comedy album to nobody. And there's a lot of worse parts about that. It's cute. It's a bad album. It's not funny. I've listened to it. It's not great.
Oh, dude, do you still have it?
I listened to it when I recorded it, and I knew it wasn't great.
Okay, dang it. I was going to be like, please, what do I need to give you to listen to it?
Oh, absolutely. That is lost to time and space.
Dang.
But among the many things about that not being great was I was such a Dennis Leary fan, which means I was a Bill Hicks fan, but I didn't know who Bill Hicks was yet. And I tried sounding like him so much. And when you're in the 8th grade, you might not have enough life experience to summon that Bill Hicks righteous anger that you need to actually talk about shit. It was so just like, yeah, picture like a 12-year-old child pretending to be Dennis Leary in his dad's den in the middle of the night.
Man, in 8th grade, I didn't have righteous anger, but I for sure had blasphemous anger.
Hell yeah.
I love that when you were in 8th grade, when you woke up, you're like, oh man, I gotta get this comedy album out of me. But when I was that age, when I woke up, it was either like, oh man, my body needs milk right now, I'm malnourished. Or, oh God, I really need to eat a bunch of Tums because it feels like someone's stabbing my stomach repeatedly.
Because a moment ago, I woke up and drank a shit ton of milk.
Well, no, milk's fine. Like, I can drink milk, dude. It's just,
don't
like,
brag.
Things with skin on it. The fruits with skin on it. I can eat people, don't worry.
Listen, Sean, you stupid piece of shit. I can drink milk, okay?
Yeah.
All right, we get it. Your body likes to still be functionable after drinking a glass of milk and not lie down on the floor of your bathroom praying to the invisible gods that have abandoned you here after a single little cup of creamer. I'm glad you don't have to deal with that, James.
Have non-dairy creamer.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I was too busy thinking about shitting after this podcast.
Oh, dang, you gotta go poo-poo?
I always do.
Oh, hell yeah. You should get that checked out.
No, I'm like the Hulk, but instead of anger, I just always have to poo-poo.
Well, he doesn't always have to anger, you know?
He always have to anger.
Oh, dang, he always have to anger? Damn.
He'll always have to anger, and we always... Hey, James, if you're like me and you always have to poo-poo, maybe when you go to watch Lucha Underground live events, you'll be in the location of this next scene. We're in the temple bathroom.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mil is freshened up since his match. Mil Muertes is adjusting his fancy suit in the mirror. As he exits the bathroom, Jeremiah Crane meets him with a brutal beating using a steel chair. He just beating the shit out of Mil. The only thing he says to Mil in this entire ordeal, she's mine.
I love her.
Yeah, before one final swing, he brings one chair down around another chair that is wrapped around Mil's neck. And there's a squishy sound effect. I think Jeremiah just murdered Mil again.
So he's Miliuno Muertes?
What?
1,001 deaths?
Oh, okay.
Miliuno.
Okay, yeah. Yeah! Wait, are the 1,000 deaths his deaths, or are they the deaths he caused to others?
I mean, it doesn't matter, you know?
Okay. You know what? For all the record keepers out there, all you statistician nerds out there, we need a definitive answer. These 1,000 deaths, are they Mil's deaths? Are they others' deaths caused by Mil's? Or are they a combination of the two numbers? Where are we getting these numbers from?
I think it's a combo.
I think it's a combo too, but I would like a hard answer, you know?
And I'd like a hard answer of how that final blow did any damage to Mil, because he just sets a chair on top of him and then hits a chair on him again. Like the chair's not making contact with him. It's just, it would hurt his ears.
Have you ever heard of Pillmanizing in professional wrestling?
But no, but I'm guessing it's off that Pillman guy.
named after Brian Pillman. Famously, they did this in ring where they would wrap it. It's when you see someone wrap a chair around someone's neck or around their leg.
Yeah, but that's not what they did. He just like folded it out on top of him.
Is exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, that is not what they did.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to be clear for anyone listening. There's a reason I did not say Pillmanized, because they really didn't do that. But the thing this show has that most other wrestling shows don't have is a sound effects budget for a squishy sound effect. So I don't know how, but I do still think Jeremiah may have killed Mendoza one more time.
Okay. Millie Uno.
Professional sports promo number 3 for Johnny versus Ray. I do like these.
Same.
I have to say it every time just because it's so out of left field compared to everything else. But then there's another layer on it where it's like, it's supposed to not feel like the rest of the show. This is Dario Cueto trying to legitimize himself.
Yeah. Remember, 10 minutes prior to this, a full-grown man was holding a full-grown woman who's also a snake hostage with a carrot.
Yeah. And then the crowd chanted, "Save the carrot."
Uh-huh.
There's a lot in the temple. This one, though, this is not just a fight. It is an epic event. And not just for the fans, but even the other luchadors. Everyone is stoked for this fight, including these talking heads. Chavo Guerrero, he doesn't even go to this school anymore.
Guys, Chavo's back, which means the wrestlers are making weight this month.
By shitting in his bag?
Uh-huh.
Great. This is your first episode. We love Chavo Guerrero.
Uh-huh. We think he's an amazing human and just one of the greatest wrestlers ever.
He seems so chill. Anytime you hear about him, he's so down to earth. He's so willing to help everyone, wrestlers, people. When he shows up on film sets to stunt coordinate, he's just the nicest dude. And we're obsessed with people shitting in this beautiful man's bag.
Yay.
It's not fair. I don't think anyone's ever done it to him, just that he was in the wrestling business when that was a thing.
Oh, that was a thing?
That's a real thing, yeah.
Oh, I thought we just made this up. I guess I gotta listen to our show.
Wrestlers are terrible people.
All right.
But except for Chavo, who's the best, and we love him.
If you weren't like, hey, let's say you're hanging out, you become a writer on a show, and like Johnny Mundo, your favorite wrestler, what would you hide in his bag to be like, hee, this is a cool prank or something?
What would I hide in Johnny's bag to be a cool prank?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming, so I'm kind of like the bigger deal, like I'm pranking the new guy coming in, right? Because that's how these work. It is like,
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, for lack of a better word, a hazing ritual historically. It's going to be a picture of me, autographed, signed to the... And here's the thing. I know his name. I'm not signing his name. I'm saying to the new kid.
Oh,
I'm calling him a kid. I'm kidding him. I'm calling him a kid in an autographed 8x10. That's what I'm putting in his bag.
What I would do is I'd remove all the things from his bag, put that in his locker, and find enough, like it's in a bag of cotton candy to just completely fill his bag with cotton candy. So he's like, wait, why is this so big and why is it so light? He unzips and he's like, who put this cotton candy in there? This makes no sense.
James, if you'll allow me, as soon as he does, I'm coming in with a full orchestra doing the...
Oh, no.
No, wait. So like,
I just wanted him to have some cotton candy, and it's funny.
Yeah, I feel like when I eat cotton candy, if I'm not hearing circus music out loud, I'm hearing it in my mind.
Well, then it makes it seem like we're calling him a clown, but that's not. It's just an irreverent joke.
What if all those members in the band with me playing that circus music, they're all juggalos.
Okay.
Because we're all clowns, and we're calling Johnny a clown, but in a way that is calling him family.
Okay.
Like, yeah, you're a clown because of your family. Get in here, brother. And then we hug the fuck out of that shit.
Now, if Cage were in the same locker room as him, what I would do is I'd put an issue of Hulk 181, I believe it is, the first Wolverine. He opens that up and he's like, wait, what the fuck is this? And then Cage is like, gah! And then he, just like blows his load and passes out.
I was so proud of you for coming up with a prank that didn't end in the person coming and then immediately after.
Well, it's not the person coming, it's just a bystander doing it.
James, the prank is that Cage comes.
Yeah, Cage come, it's fine.
Yep. come see Johnny versus Ray.
Oh, dang. That should be UFC's new thing. Cage come. And it's like just two people like, oh, first one to nut in the ring. They're nude. They're having sex, but it's like, it's combat sex, you know? But like they're consenting to it. Don't think they're both into it.
Okay. I cannot follow this train of thought, but I'm so glad that you took that leap for us.
Just like fingers in asses trying to rub the prostate. And they're like, whoa, no, he reversed the maneuver. No, he's going in his ass.
Figure 4 cocklock is in. And
hell yeah.
Oh my gosh. We have one more match tonight. One more Cueto Cup round 1 match. It is Jeremiah Crane versus Killshot.
Yeah, I want to say one thing also on Cage and that like promo.
Sure.
You know the cryon, is that what they call it? In documentaries where it says, I forget the name of it, where it says their name and then it bills like what they are, like, oh, so-and-so, scientist, astrologer.
Yeah, the little nameplate. Like I think it said Chavo Guerrero, retired luchador.
And then it goes to Cage underneath the machine.
Hell yeah. Because it's like Matt Stryker, commentator. Prince Puma, former champion. Cage, the machine.
So funny.
We have found out, I think 2 weeks ago now, it is vitally important that you remember Cage is not a man, he is a machine.
Or he'll squeeze your head so hard it pops off.
Yeah, he does that shit. It's cool, but it's terrifying.
You probably also shouldn't, like, stumble upon an issue of Hulk 181 around him.
Yeah. Wait, do you think I do want to start getting like into this final match and wrapping up this episode. So this is a question to you, the audience, to think about as you go about your days and your work-life balance for the rest of the week. Do you think Cage can kill you when he comes with the power of his his ejaculate, while wearing that gauntlet?
See, I was going to put the stipulation on, which is if he's wearing the gauntlet. So yes.
Yeah. You think he wears the gauntlet? His cum is powerful enough to just like rip holes through walls and flesh and bone.
Imagine if he came on this show and like we didn't tell him we said any of this.
Imagine we never said any of this and we were just normal people.
Yeah, but you know, not the way of the world.
And honestly, I'm grateful for that. This is fun as hell.
But boy, oh boy, does it mean we don't get listeners. If we were just like, oh, what the WWE today is doing is trash, we would get listeners. But instead, we're like, yeah, Chavo, his duffel bag's full of it.
And we love it. Chavo. That's what, you know what? That's what it is. If we were like every other wrestling podcast and we're like, Chavo Guerrero, blah, blah, blah. We've never wrestled a day in our lives, and yet we think we're going to shit on Chavo Guerrero for only living his dream and being solid as hell the entire time.
And I've wrestled.
Yeah.
I was in the pilot episode for the UFC Come Combat.
Oh my God.
Cage Come, I mean.
God damn it. James?
Let's just say I won, but not on my record.
James?
I got an L on my record, but I'm the one who won.
James.
You want to know who lost the most? The freaking janitor.
Didn't even know how to clean up cum. He was spilling sawdust all over the cage, the dumb bastard.
You're supposed to use peanut butter, you idiot.
Please clean up the cage cum with peanut butter.
It's just like gum. That's why it's practically the same word.
Cum and gum?
Yeah. You want to get rum out of the carpet? Throw some peanut butter on there.
Or cum.
Yeah. I mean, you just have to. You still need the peanut butter, Sean.
No, it's fine. I just picture some like, I don't know, middle of the suburb. You know what? I'm sorry to do this. Somewhere in Muskegon, a husband yelling out to his wife, honey, where's the My Little Pony jar? I got rum stains in the carpet again.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. And she's like, oh, what? Have you been going to your tickling meets? Is that why it's so full? Because, guys, there was that tickling documentary and Muskegon was featured on it.
It's super bad. I told you, I watched that on I think it was a second date once, right?
No. Did you lean in and say, hey, my friend's from there?
We hadn't met yet, so no, not yet.
Oh, damn it.
No, it's the name of the documentary is called Tickled, is what we're talking about. And it's a brutal story if you don't know about it, about these like quote unquote competitive tickling competitions that were loose guise for sexual trafficking and just horrible things.
Yeah.
Really not good second date material.
Yeah. I pray you get another second date so you can lean in and say, hey, my friend's from there.
Yeah. No, but like on the outside, it just says like, hey, competitive tickling. This is kind of stupid. You're like, oh, this is going to be like, kind of dumb and goofy. And then you watch and like, oh, this is a horrifying true thing that's happening.
Now, you've never seen this movie, but technically Nicole and I's second date of like, hey, we're sitting down and watching stuff was Freddie Got Fingered.
But at least it's a comedy. I feel like that's because it's super raunchy, right?
Yeah, it took Nicole like 10 minutes to realize it was a comedy. And once she was like, oh, he's laughing. This isn't supposed to be like some drama or something. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, this fucking rules.
The best comedies are comedies you don't realize are comedies until 10 minutes in. Like the first 10 minutes, I just imagine just being like that nervous anxiety for like, oh my God, what are they doing? Oh, they're silly men. Okay.
And then we watch Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Cute. We got to watch this Jeremiah Crane versus Killshot main event.
It's so good.
It's the only match that goes over 5 minutes on the show. And it's like, I love the Paul London match. But again, it doesn't scratch that good wrestling itch. It's good to see Mil Muertes back on a winning path again. It's good to see Mil Muertes being a monster again. But it was a squash match. It was just over a minute long.
And you love seeing Taya back.
Love seeing Taya back. But like, yeah, and that match was only 3 minutes, 20 something seconds. Like short matches all down the card. This is not a short match.
This match is the definition of a stalemate in the most entertaining way.
It's so interesting, and it's in such opposite ways, which we see like bell rings, Jeremiah, as Jeremiah is wont to do, runs headfirst. Doesn't even think, like just sprints immediately towards Killshot. Killshot tactically reads the situation, kicks him in the head.
Hell yeah.
Like allows him to like they do end up stalemating, but it is the stalemate of Jeremiah Crane only knowing one direction, forward at full speed, and then Killshot being incredibly elusive and incredibly tactical and like picking his spots, setting him up. It's so interesting how different these styles are, and they still manage to tell a story where they stalemate. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and by stalemate, I mean like if we're speaking in like D&D terminology, each round, each of them is taking away the same amount of HP as the other did. So it's just they are constantly at square one.
Yeah. Constantly at square one, but consistently losing more and more HP.
God, it's so good.
They are beating the shit out of each other.
Killshot might be one of the greatest wrestlers, guys. Let's just say it right now.
Oh, yes. I'm so glad, like, yeah, we were recovering Killshot as Swerve Strickland was becoming the AEW World Champion. It's like, and he's still amazing. He just got done with a big rivalry with Ricochet. We know him as Prince Puma.
Holy shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we didn't get to talk about this a lot. Ricochet went full serial killer.
Yeah, we talked slightly about that, yeah.
Okay, yeah, and it was, yeah, and there's like, they're still rolling through it. He won. Ricochet ended up winning that match, this grudge match that they had, and then it's just getting deeper. The rivalry is now getting more personal. Like I think if I have to like make a short list, I think the Swerve Strickland Hangman Page rivalry, where Swerve Strickland all he wants, it's so simple. All Swerve wants when he's coming in is Hangman spot. Adam Hangman Page has been best friends with the EVPs of this wrestling show. He has been world champion. Swerve sees this and he's like, hey, I want that. The opportunities you've been receiving, they're going to be mine. And he gets in his head. He breaks into Hangman's house at one point, which is the line. Hangman has a family. He can't handle that. So they fight and they war and they hate each other until Hangman goes, hey, you know what? fuck you, I'm burning down your house. Mr. Swerve Strickland, formerly known as Killshot, I'm just gonna set your house on fire. And they build that shit up so fucking beautifully. I don't know, maybe it's because I didn't grow up with Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, you know what I mean? Like I didn't have that rivalry. It's so fucking beautiful. And it's like both of them. But like seeing Swerve, and that's like a main event feud. That's a sort of rivalry you build an entire TV show around.
Yeah.
And to see him there, it's just like, that makes sense.
It sucks that DVDs, but it's like, it's crazy how streaming sites that have wrestling on there don't make playlists of these feuds, because if DVDs were still there, they would have made a DVD of this feud to be like, this is where it began. This is all the backstage stuff you need to know. These are all the matches in chronological order. And here's the climax. And like, that's one thing, because on like when Peacock had WWE, I'm like, why aren't there more just playlists showing me like all of the NWO stuff from the beginning to the end? Like, show me the big beats, all the main storylines, and we're good. Make an omnibus. If you're into comic books, you get that. You like, that gives you everything, the side stuff, the main story, everything you need to get this just event that happened. Give me that.
AEW's YouTube is pretty good at that. I still feel like the best stuff you get might be from fans, like just fans uploading stuff. But 100%, somewhere where you could just like, hey, what is this rivalry? I'm getting into Toni Storm now. She seems to be a huge act. What's going on here? Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns for the title. How did that happen? Like, what is, everyone keeps referencing finish the story, Cody. What does that mean? It would be super helpful. It would require a lot of editing. And I feel like the only company that has the money to pay an editor or a team of editors like that is the WWE.
Make an intern do it.
That's a lot of, that's like a team of editors working for hours.
Actually, I watch Good Mythical Morning, and they have revealed they have revealed that at the end of all their episodes, they like throw to a clip of a fan saying like, hey, I'm doing this and it's time to spin the wheel of mythicality. Every single one that comes in, they log with key phrases. So when you're like, wait, how did they know to grab one? Because the episode was about eating jelly beans. How do they have one ready to go of some kid saying like, hey guys, I'm doing a jelly bean taste test. It's time to spin the wheel of mythicality. They put a bunch of keywords. My guess is every single episode, every single match, they have someone do those keywords. So it's just in a database of like, all right, these are the time, like this match is from this to this on that episode. We can just pull it and like cut it and it's ready to go.
I would imagine they have a keyword functionality. And even if you didn't start naming your wrestling shows with that keyword functionality in mind, we should still give Good Mythical Morning a wrestling federation.
Oh, for sure. That would be fucking amazing.
100%. Why is Good Mythical Morning not running a wrestling show?
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to just start tweeting at them. I guess not tweeting, blue skying, whatever, Instagramming, say like, hey, you guys should start a wrestling fed.
Absolutely. Back to this match. And I think I'm kind of glad we talked a lot. Go out of your way to watch this one. We won't break it down for you this week because we're getting to our time, and it really is a beautiful match to go out of your way. Again, to see these two styles clash, the incredibly aggressive, and at this time, this is again kind of like Sami Callihan going 100 miles an hour, and to see Swerve Strickland Killshot at this time, kind of like it's like still like he's not Swerve Strickland quite yet, but we still see all those pieces that make him Swerve Strickland. Like you see that coming to light. The methodical pacing, the incredible elusiveness and creative athleticism. Fuck, I love these two dudes. It's such a good. I love this match. I did not like the end.
Oh, no. I even wrote down, I was like, yeah, I know how this is probably going to end, which is one of them who they're rivaling with. But I was like, well, Mill's taken out. Like, it can't be Mill. If Mill were out and about, if we didn't see him get almost Pillmanized, it could have been Mill coming out. But I was like, no, fucking What's His Nuts is going to come out. Or after Killshot wins or loses, What's his name?
So Dante, and let's talk about this. Killshot has Jeremiah Crane set up for the JML driver, his like ultimate finisher move, until we hear a familiar voice coming from the rafters. It is Dante Fox. Ready for this soap opera backstory? Former squad member of Killshot's military unit, and the man Killshot thought he had left for dead by escaping a POW camp so many years ago. Mm-hmm. That is Dante Fox. He is the man in the rafters with the microphone. He just says, Killshot, things are not over between us. Rivalry has been going for a little bit between these two. Again, Killshot thought he left this man for dead. He did not expect to see this guy ever again. It's a great rivalry, and I am excited to see them revisit it.
Yeah.
I just didn't like how it ended this really good match on a card that specifically did not have a lot of really good matches.
Yeah, what would have been better is one of them wins. It doesn't need to be Killshot. It doesn't need to be Jeremiah Crane. Forgot to put that in my notes. But
really quick, and I'm sorry, only because I didn't get to, I just cover the finish now. That is the distraction that Crane uses to nail his finisher, the cranial contusion. So yeah, Killshot is distracted by Dante Fox in the rafters speaking to him. He gets hit by Crane's finisher. Crane covers. He wins in 13 minutes, 2 seconds.
Yeah, so if one of them would have won, hey, it's in the aftermath. Killshot, if he lost, he's walking out. Oh no, Dante Fox comes in, he starts beating the shit out of him. Or hey, Killshot wins as he's, saying, yeah, I'm the greatest, whatever. Dante Fox comes in and beats the shit out of him. That would have been better. Yeah, it's just, I also don't get this. If I start hearing someone talking, I'm not just like, huh, what's going on? No, I'm like, I'm still in it. I'm going to keep beating the shit out of someone. And then I look.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the wild thing. It's a very common trope. The distraction leads to the win and loss of the match. And I buy it, and I would even buy it here. Because there's also a difference between, like, I'm so locked in, like, the start of a fight, or, like, a real fight that hasn't been going at top speed for almost 13 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
So I can even see, like, oh, man, my muscles are a little tired now. My mind's not as clear as it was at the beginning of the fight. I'm a little more prone to distraction. And, like, I could even buy the thing that I think hurts it for me is all of it coming together. And, again, this being the only, like, really, like, wrestling match on the show.
Yeah.
And again, it's not to take away from what Mill was doing, to take away from Paul and Vibora. Like those matches should happen. Like, it's fine that they happen the way they did, but if you're going to do a dirty finish like that, we should have at least had one wrestling match that was a wrestling match. There's a better word for that.
A clean one.
Overall, great match. The finish really did it injustice. And again, I think a lot of that is just the context of the rest of the show.
Yeah.
We got one last thing. Dario's office. He's so happy with this big old tournament. It's been so violent. He's like a child getting a machete at Christmas. Just full of joy. We finally see who he's bragging about this tournament to. This is the order of how I wrote it in my notes. So we finally see who he is bragging about this tournament to. It is the highway warrior himself, Son of Havoc.
And there's only one person left. Of course, it's him and Evilise, right?
Must be. Surely she's back from injury by now. He asks in that familiar Son of Havoc voice modulator. I don't think we've ever mentioned it, but yeah, they've given Son of Havoc a voice modulator this entire series.
Well, we've mentioned it, but in the way of me saying, hey, is that his real voice? And you go, oh, yeah. It can't be, James.
It can't be. No, it's so he asks, who will I be facing? And Dario says, well, there's only one name left, Son of Havoc. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought this guy was Son of Havoc. This guy with the beard and the mask and the voice modulator, they're only shooting from behind. Who is this guy?
Is what Dario asks.
And this guy answers, this newcomer, this possible Son of Havoc cosplayer, is Son of Madness.
Woo! Don't know who it is. I think it's just Son of Havoc being another person.
I don't think, well, it's not Son of Havoc. A little bit of spoilers. And the performer portraying him in this is not Son of Havoc. He's just another white guy with a mask and a big beard.
Who do you know the wrestler?
I didn't recognize him immediately. I did have his name. We'll have him. We'll have him next
figure
week
that
when he
out.
wrestles.
Yeah.
Yes. But Dario books the match, and when he's asked, "Where would you like Melissa to announce you are billed from?" Madness answers, "From the open road." It's the same place. It's James at the same place. It's the same place Son of Havoc is billed from. They might know each other.
What if, like, yeah, my mom's fucking Havoc to me, but your brother's also like, man, my mom's fucking Madness, ain't she? And we find out they're siblings, but they both just hang out at home eating bagel bites.
That's what I was waiting for. Yeah. You bring any storyline that you can bring bagel bites back into the product, we're running that storyline.
Uh-huh.
I don't care what you're booking, as long as it does not feature Hulk Hogan and does feature pizza bagel bites, it's getting on the show.
Yeah, and what's getting on the show is Sean's plugs.
Oh my gosh, thank you for making to the end of this, to all the way to this beautiful plug section where you can find me over at twitch.tv/Goose Von Kaiser. And we're going to have a lot of fun over there playing video games, talking about bullshit, being ourselves.
Yeah, hey guys, in this feed, Jose and I have begun Highlander over on Death to Squids. That movie rules, and I can't wait till the second one because people say it's the worst movie ever made. And I've seen worse. I've watched Fart the movie, guys. These fuckers who are like, yeah, maybe the worst movie made with like a $35 million budget, maybe. But like, I've seen real shit movies. So I'm excited to watch this. That's wherever podcasts are found. I guess wherever you're listening right now, just scroll back the previous episode. It's there. But head over to patreon.com/MLM pod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content every single Friday. I believe this Friday should be AWOL and I discussing Powerpuff Girls Z. But last week, new show came in the feed. Oh yeah, called Literary Speedrun, the only podcast on our network where the guest tries to get as many endings as they can in 75 minutes in a choose your own adventure book. Sean was there for the episode discussing speed running Space and Beyond from 1980. It ruled.
Can I plug that new podcast real quick?
Yeah.
I just want to say it was such a fun time. If you can get to that Patreon, I highly encourage that listen. We have a lot of fun together on mic, off mic. That was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, thank you. And yeah, I'm probably going to be doing that monthly. It might, I don't know. It might take place of, because also Nicole, we don't know what we're doing in place of After Dark yet. So it will be a normal rotation. It's a good, and Nicole's like, hey, you know, you could just go to the library and get those books. I'm like, holy shit, I don't need to buy anything. So
another great plug, your local public library. Go Arthur the Aardvark on that shit, baby. Support them.
Yeah, and if you're a $10 patron, you get all of that, plus monthly bonus exclusive content in the form of straight to Patreon, and shout outs on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z. The Waz, Orion, my Bickle brother and common-law, Joshua Jacobs, Steve Barnes, a sweet child of time, my mother, Lil Core's BFF and now former roommate Shane, twitch.tv/Core Winning. It's Core Win, who I saw last night. From the ROM Complex, as well as Formulaic, a podcast and script writing, it's twitch.tv/R2 Shelby 2. And from the Speed Radio podcast, a podcast in all things Sonic the Hedgehog, Zinny D, a.k.a. Tay. And I've been James.
And I've been Sean, and this has been Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling. Purple Prancer forever, be like Bob.
Bye-bye. Oh, yeah.